The College Basketball Experience Wednesday, November 13th, pregame show edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that sign-up code or promo code TCESGPN to get a 50% deposit up to $1,000. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college basketball, college football, and NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Welcome, everybody, into the pregame show for Wednesday, November 13th. Oh, we got a good one. We got a loaded slate here tonight. I think 43 games on the dock, or 44, one of the two. We get action already started. Albany, the Great Danes, taking on Dartmouth over there in the Ivy League. Albany leads by 3.5. UMass and Louisiana Tech tipping off. We got plenty of games tipping off here at 6:30, 7 o'clock. But let's get into it. First off, introductions. I am Money Line Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Also known as Mac Tonight over here at the College Experience. And we are talking college hoops. So we're bringing on these two guys from the Pump Fake Pod. First up, over there on, I think, my right. There you go. It's always a reflection on my right. You guys know him as Michael Huffer, a.k.a. at Michael Huffer _Huffer3. What's up, Mike?
Hey, doing good. Not hanging in there. Excited for the slate. Love these kind of games, especially even last night. So it's been a good week of hoops.
It has been a good week of hoops. And third man in the booth, you guys know him from the chat every single night. I guess Mike's in the chat every single night as well. But he is Stooley Picks, a.k.a. Trevor. Trevor, what's up, man?
Not much. Like you guys, great week of hoops. Plenty more to come. And we're only on Wednesday. We still got Thursday, Friday, Saturday to go. It's going to be a great week.
That there is. And what's your just initial thoughts? I want to, by the way, shout out to the chat real quick before we dive into it. It's Trevor. What channel is UMass on? You said
MSG Plus or the Gotham Network, I believe. One of those two. It's bogus.
The Gotham Network.
Totally bogus. Totally bogus. I mean, what the hell do we pay for the ESPN Plus if we can't get that game? It's one of the best games of the night. UMass and Louisiana Tech. I know all three of us are on UMass. Mike, are you on UMass?
I took a money line. Yeah, keep the 1.5. So.
Yep. Okay, so we all three across the board on UMass, but let's dive into this slate because we got a loaded one here. First up on the dock, Slick Rick Pitino. This one's tipping off here in about 22 minutes over there in Queens. I think last night it was 23 or 24, up to 26 with Wagner. I don't know. Now that's up to 26. Maybe I take the points. I don't have a strong conviction on this game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's a tough one to lead it off with. I know it's a national TV game. Big East has not been good for the most part, laying these big numbers. But I will say St. John's did look impressive in the second half. Mike, where are you going in this game?
Yeah, I'm with you when it comes down to the spread. I couldn't go ahead and take anything. I'd feel more comfortable taking the St. John's over 83, 84.5 team total. I think they can eat, but if they come out and score 90, that'd be a horrible backdoor cover if they can get 65 or 66. So I'd rather trust the team total over for St. John's because I couldn't feel a strong conviction on this either. Especially, I think St. John's, they got a big game coming up. I think St. John's does, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they do. The Patino Bowl.
Yes, that was the look ahead. I couldn't remember if they played like Michigan or TCU. Michigan TCU played Friday night. They played New Mexico Sunday.
And then they got the gauntlet with Baylor and Georgia. I mean, I guess not like gauntlet, but tough games.
Yeah,
take the points.
I'm with you. I mean, I was on St. John's, I think Saturday, and that shit was dead until the second half. They put up 61 and they covered the 23 by a hook. It's not like Wagner plays faster as a explosive offense, but they can slow it down enough to where they can make it a little difficult to cover almost 30 points here. So Wagner or nothing. But I wouldn't bet Wagner if I were you.
Yeah, they lost to Rutgers by 23. Then they got a big win against Manor. So shout out to Manor. Chat, reminder, throw a couple games in there that you want us to talk about here in the middle of the show. At the end of the show, we'll get to as many as we can rapid fire in our segment at the end of the show. But let's move along to this next game. This one's going to be a good one. We got Milwaukee versus Longwood here in Farmville, Virginia. This game has stayed right at 4.5. Maybe a little bit of a line freeze. I think Longwood's going to be the public side. I think everybody's out on Milwaukee after they kind of sucked ass the other night in Northern Iowa. I gave out Milwaukee last night. I think that they didn't shoot the ball well at Northern Iowa. I think they make some shots tonight from the perimeter. I like their athletes. I like their size. I like their experience. Bart Lundy. I think Milwaukee's going to win the game outright. So I took the 4.5. Mike, where'd you go in this one?
I'm gonna battle you guys, and I think Longwood gets it done. I bought the point at 3.5, but still like it at 4. I just don't trust Milwaukee's defense. I do believe in the bounce back spot, so totally see your point there on Milwaukee. But I'd rather just, if I'm gonna bet Milwaukee, I'd love to take the money line too. But this is a game I think Longwood it gets up for, and Milwaukee stays down and needs to do some more figuring out on this tough road spot after a shelling. So, but totally see the bounce back spot too.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mac. Milwaukee, I would play. Milwaukee crashes the glass, Milwaukee crashes the glass. Longwood doesn't. No, I mean Milwaukee's defense is nothing to write home about, but if Longwood's not going to be making shots, Milwaukee's going to be the ones crashing the glass and getting the boards and taking away points from them. So, and I agree with Huff. It would be Milwaukee money line or nothing. They either get blown out or they just win the game outright. There's no way this game stays. I get a 2-point Milwaukee loss, in my opinion. So that's how I would play it.
Both teams don't turn the ball over either. So, and the over's pretty high, but like the points. So, but I just think Longwood's defense gets it done.
So Mike wants to lay the wood. He likes some Longwood over there. So short wood over here for Trevor and I. Let's go. Let's go, Bart Lundy. Show off that short wood, baby. Let's get on over there and pay the bills real quick and shout out our sponsor, Underdog. But first, I need you guys to do us a favor. You got us into the top 50. That's great. But get on over there to Spotify, leave a 5-star review so we can continue to keep bringing you guys more and more content, baby. I love the start of the year so far. It's been a lot of energy on this channel. Can't do it without the chat. So let's continue this momentum. We're going to be here for the next 5 months every single night. So let's make as much money as we can in this great run in sports. So help us help you by getting over to Apple, Spotify, leave a 5-star review, tell a friend, bring 10 friends to the show every single night, and like and subscribe on YouTube as well. And also get on over there and download the app, the SGPN app that is in the Google and Apple store, and that is just the SGPN. You can download that today. And we are also brought to you by the Underdog Fantasy, our primary sponsor over here that's been so good to us over the years. Absolute best. Right above Mike's head, you guys can see it, is the promo code TCE SGPN. And you can claim your special pick at first time deposit, offer up to $1,000 bonus in cash. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCE SGPN. And part of this pregame show, we give out a Underdog entry for the night. We were one leg away. One of Caps. Actually, it might have been Troy last night. That just came up short. It was like short by like a rebound, or we would have got it. But we're gonna hit it 4 for 4 tonight. You guys know the drill. Mike, you lead it off with the first higher or lower of this entry card tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure the number there. I think it's going to be around 14.5 for LJ Cryer points tonight. I think as much as I don't want to bet 30.5 against a good mid-major team of Louisiana Lafayette, this is a game where I just think Houston just gets come out pounding. And this is a game, I mean, even sprinkling Cryer 20+, but with the number being around 14.5, I will take LJ Cryer to hit 15+.
All right, LJ Cryer, higher, 15.5 to start it off. Trev, where are we going?
Is it 15 or 14? I'm not sure on the line, but it's going to be somewhere.
14.5, actually. So there you go. We just got to get 15. Let's go.
My first one, I'd go with Caravan over 15.5 points. I mean, this guy, he's got 8 and 9 field goal attempts. He's jacking up 7. He's shooting threes the whole game. So, I mean, I guess if you want to pivot to over threes, but he's had 17 and 20 points. He's playing 30 minutes a game against absolutely nobodies. They're playing nobody again tonight with another nobody on deck. So I don't think they're going to cut his minutes just to kind of rest up for that next game. So I like it's 15.5 points. He gets the volume up, and they're probably going to score close to 100 points again like they usually do. So Caravan to get 16, I like that tonight.
Higher, 15.5 for Mr. Caravan at Yukon. Mike, back to you for leg number 3.
I didn't have anything pulled up. Trevor, you got anything? I hate to put you back on the spot.
I do.
Okay, good.
My second one, Chaz Lanier, Tennessee, over 16.5 points. This guy's got 15 and 12 field goal attempts in both games. He's shooting 6 3-pointers a game at 19 and 18. So he's going to have plenty of volume tonight. Montana, not a great 3-point defense, 36%, 247th in the country. So I think Lanier's going to have buckets again tonight. You know, getting 17, he should be able to get that.
And that is higher than 16.5, not over. There's no over.
My bad. Higher.
Higher. I always bust caps.
Projections.
Yeah, we got to keep Underdog happy, baby. So, let's go, baby. Higher. Take me higher. Michael, what do you think for the fourth leg? What? Illo is on in?
I might go to I think I'm going to TMZ and maybe some plus money. Higher John L. Davis, 6+ rebounds, so over 5.5. I think he can get that number right there. Even like Boogie Flan to get 6 rebounds against Troy.
You said John L. Davis higher 6.5 rebounds?
It's 5.5, 6+, higher than 5, I guess. Higher 5.5.
5.5.
I think it might be around 4.5 even too. 5. I saw 5.5 at plus money.
Okay. All right, so there you go. And shout out to it's Logan. I can't fucking tell. Can you guys tell that's a Logan? I can't tell that's a Logan. God damn, you're tricking me.
Squint your eyes hard enough.
Don't you know I'm a dumbass?
Read that.
So to recap the underdog entry for the evening, everybody. LJ Cryer higher, 14.5 points. Alex Caravan with the Yukon Huskies in this powder puff schedule they're playing. Higher, 15.5 points. Chaz Lanier with the Vols, higher, 16.5 points. And John L. Davis of the Arkansas Razorback, higher than 5.5 rebounds. And get on over there to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code right above Mike's head, TCESGPN. All righty, we are back. And when I say it's right above your head, I think that's a strong visual. It's like it's just right there. You can't miss the code right there. Come on, get on over there, everybody. Next up on the slate, Wright State. This is one of the best games of the mid-major slate tonight. Toledo, Wright State, 2 really good programs. You got one out of the Horizon, one out of the MAC here. This is Toledo's home opener. They still are sitting at a 7.5 point favorite. I like the Rockets here, man. Home opener. I think the Wright State, Clint Sargent, year number 1. I think they're going to be good, but I just like Toledo coming back home where they've been so good over the last couple years. Coach K does a great job there. I'm going to lay it with Toledo. I think they win by double digits. Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna tail you on that. Toledo 6.5. This Wright State team, not the same one that we all know and love. They're playing at a slower pace at middle of the country, around 142. So seeing that over at 161, I expect there to obviously be some points, but I didn't want to take that. That was my first initial lean, but I think I ended up taking Toledo in the Rockets at home based on the spot of them opening up at home. And it's actually kind of a MAC stadium that gets up for games sometimes. Them and Kent State actually have fans that show out for these MAC games, which is unheard of, speaking from a MAC alum himself. So,
Trev?
Yeah, I'm with you, Mac. Toledo. Their offense is, especially at home, like we've seen over the years, is just far better than Wright State currently this year. I mean, Wright State, new coach, kind of figuring things out. Like Mike said, playing slower. So I like Toledo. Just get it done, get home, and 7 points. I still see 7, but I'm also offshore, so that may be why. But the 7 I liked. I honestly liked it probably up to 8. I just don't see Wright State fully hanging in this game. They'll probably get sped up a little bit and make some turnovers there at some point.
Okay. So we 3 across are on the Rockets. Let's go to the game everybody's been waiting for. Moyne is going to Yukon. This game is atrocious. Yukon laying 38. I'll take the points. I'm not betting this game though. I mean, I don't know. What do you think of Yukon early in these bye games? They kind of win. I mean, what did they beat? What did they end up beating? Who did they beat the other night? They won. I remember we took the points and they won by the hook.
New Hampshire.
Sacred Heart, or it was New Hampshire.
That was first game.
Sacred Heart, yeah. So Sacred Heart, New Hampshire. So they're basically winning right around 36 and then 39. I don't know. I think this comes right down to the fucking wire. I think it comes right down to the numbers. So I'll take the points, I guess.
I'd rather take the points. This is too big of a spread for sure. Definitely a gross game, and I think you're spot on with it being right at the number, considering we've been sweating that twice now, but it's worked out. So I feel like Hurley knows these numbers too, man, and it's been sitting at 38, and it just went to 37. I see a little juice towards the minus 37, but yeah, I'd rather just take the 38.5 and bet it, forget it, and move on.
Rob likes Moyne money line.
They're not even giving me that option.
I wish I could. I mean, hey, Portland was in there last night, but Oregon's not Yukon, and that was what a fucking collapse by the Pilots. I was pulling for them, but yeah. Trev, do you have anything in this one?
No, I mean the Yukon games have been what 35.5, 36.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're up to 38, and they've been covering them just barely. There's no way I'd fade Yukon. I mean, they're just dominant in these non-cons. They just mess these teams up. But 38, I mean, they won by 39 last game and 37 game prior, roughly. So, I mean, I'd sway the points, but
good catch.
No chance do I want to actually bet the Dolphins against some Huskies.
Yeah. Good no L word there. Shout out to the chat. We got triple digits in here right now. So get on over there, like, subscribe the channel. Appreciate you guys rocking with us here on the pregame show. Next up, this one's gonna be good. Me and Colby got a lock battle. He's fucking riding this TMZ shit. Troy, Arkansas line down from 13.5 to 12.5. I still like the Trojans. I think this is a tight game. I have Troy as one of my best teams in the Sun Belt. I think Scott Cross is a really good coach. I don't think Arkansas is that good. I think it's a lot of misfit pieces trying to find their identity. So I will be on the points here. I don't know if they're live to win the game. It's plus 650 on the money line. That is juicy, but I think Arkansas wins a 5 to 7 point game.
Trevor, you got anything? Or
no? I mean, I would go Troy too. I mean, Arkansas covered against Lipscomb because the ref didn't call a goaltend with like 2 seconds left and just let the game go. That was bogus. I mean, so they got that. They just played Baylor. They're traveling home. They don't have anybody on deck. They just got Pacific, Arkansas. They got nothing, and they just kind of play slow. And for them to cover the spread against a good Troy team, I don't know. I feel like Troy keeps it within 10 at least. I don't know if they're live. Mac seems to think so. So, I mean, go ahead and sprinkle, I suppose. But I think they'll keep this within single digits here tonight. I mean, they outscored Toledo by 10, messed up New Orleans. They're really good at the 3-point defense. So I think they can keep this within single digits tonight.
Yeah, I'll battle you guys. I hate buying into this celebrity team, TMZ, as you say, Mac. But I got to be a contrarian at some point, and I've been at I guess it'll be my second time tonight. But I believe that Arkansas, this is a game, like you guys said, it's going to be a close game. But we've seen with like Butler and Minnesota and some of these other teams, they're right in the game, and then they end up maybe covering that number late. And I think the 12.5 is telling that it's going to be a close game throughout it. Because I'd expect that a game like this to be around 15-16. But as you said, Mac, Troy, really good team. Definitely a top team to win the Sun Belt. So I like your guys' read on 12.5, but I just think Arkansas ends up getting it done at the end of the day. And I'm banking on there maybe being a live potential play of like getting it down to 8 or 9 to try to win by 10.
Hopefully, if they fucking call goaltend. Yeah.
I couldn't believe he didn't call that. That was blatant as day. He's just like, fuck it, the game's over.
Ridiculous. Yep. But let's hit the chat for a little bit here. Is this one on our slate? No, I don't see it. Where are you guys at with Cal and Vandy? I thought that line was ridiculous. That Vandy was already laying 8.5 last time. I'm seeing it down to 7. I'm on Cal still. I think they're live.
This is one I stayed away from, to be honest, but was edging towards California, I guess. But,
there you go. Synonym.
But yeah, I didn't take it. I ended up not betting it. It was the grossest line of the night, in my opinion. But there was a few other ones too.
Yeah, I stared at it. I didn't pull the trigger. I mean, Cal's looked all right. I mean, they're starting to figure it out, but they still have some pieces that aren't doing too much. Blackshear's been awesome for him out of Grand Canyon. But Vandy, I mean, Hogarth came back and they did not look too great last game, especially to be laying 9 points. I get it is a cross-country trip for Cal, so maybe that messes with them just a little bit. But I can't lay 8.5 with Vandy. I mean, obviously it's a little bit of bias from the previous years and Vandy, but come on.
It's Vandy. It's still Vandy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's game 3.
They play in an auditorium. It's not even a gym.
He's got to prove it to us more than 2 games to lay 8.5 or 7 now. No, thank you.
Oh, Clark's saying Madsen's not coaching today. Wife had a baby.
Ooh.
It could be a get up spot with the interim coach.
Yeah.
Brandon asked
that news.
Texas Tech team total 84. What's the total in that game? 145. I think they're going to roll Wyoming.
I do too.
This line has come down though, 22.5 to 18.5. Is there an injury for Texas Tech?
Let me look.
Because why is this move 4 point? This is one of those mysterious 4-point line moves that if you got the line move early, you're going to lose. That's the trend.
It's been a trend this year.
Yeah.
Jazz Henderson and Elijah Hawkins are game time decisions.
Okay. Hawkins starting point guard, so maybe I don't know. That feels like a little much, though.
Or people are like banking on Wyoming's teams or in their past teams, I guess. I don't know.
You think
they gave up 85 points to Concordia University St. Paul. I mean,
yeah.
I think Texas. I like that. I like that over. Just sometimes Texas Tech plays at too slow of a pace, notoriously, where it's tough to bet their team total. I think that was right on the number. It'll be a little sweat.
Yeah. Would probably sway over, but I don't know if I want to. I mean, once they have the game in check, I mean, they start putting in, bench riders and whatnot late, which, I mean, it's perfect. They like to jack up shots. They're not going to waste a shot clock, but it's just a matter of coming in cold and having to hit the shot versus the other team's won. So, I mean, they scored 94-86. I sway under, just because if they do get this in hand, just looking at this, I mean, played two worse teams. They got 94 and 86. Wyoming's a little respectable. I like Sundance as a coach, so I would sway under instead of over personally.
Trevor wants to sway over there, everybody. Next one up, Mercyhurst, Canisius. What's this number at? Just I locked Canisius.
1.5 last I saw. The nurses are dogs.
I like Mercyhurst as much as anybody, but I think this is a good spot for Canisius to go in and get a road win and get back on track.
Yeah, everyone's pulling for Mercyhurst, but Canisius two tough games. I mean, St. Bonaventure and Arizona, they're good teams. So yeah, I like this to make them go 1 and 2.
How about you, Trev?
I kind of liked Mercyhurst. Debated playing this. I mean, this is their first D1 home game, so it's a nice get-up game. Canisius is, look good, but not great this year. The size advantage is going for Canisius, though. They do have that going for them for the glass, but Mercyhurst just as a whole, that team crashes the glass and tries to take away the second chance opportunities so far this year. So it'd be Mercyhurst or nothing for me. I mean, I want to see Canisius get their first win. If it's on the road, so be it. But I'd kind of like Mercyhurst in this one. I've debated playing this. It's sitting in my bet slip right now. We'll see if I pull the trigger on it.
I'm in with Canisius money line already, so hopefully. Daquan asks, who do you trust more, BYU minus 31.5 or Yukon minus 38?
Yukon. I don't want
to
fade Yukon.
BYU game moved, didn't it? I mean, last night when we called that, it was 28
Wasn't it 28? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 points.
I kind of like BYU because how fast Queens play, but
back to back too.
Yeah, and
brutal.
What they covered against Central Arkansas, right? BYU did, but they played UC River. UC Riverside's a really good team in my opinion. So, I hate to say trust BYU over Yukon more, but just think that it's a more obtainable key number than scoring 40 or winning by 40.
You got to handicap if UConn's going to be motivated too. I don't know how motivated they're going to be to fucking drill Lemoyne. They may sleepwalk and just win by 35. So
sleepwalk and win by 35.
Yeah. Rob likes Fresno. You guys like Fresno getting the points against Santa Barbara later?
Yeah. What, 14? What was it? 14?
Yeah, down to
14
12.5.
last night.
I like Fresno. I think we all like Fresno.
Yeah.
I like a lot of
Amar Aguilar, learn that name. That dude's a certified shot chucker. He's awesome to watch. A 6'5", 220 guard. He's a beast. He's a beast and fun to watch.
Is Chad G smoking dope? He's taking Green Bay tonight. Good luck, Chad.
The line reeks. It's down to 2.
I saw that. The old Gottlieb steam. What's going on there? So, hey, good luck, Gottlieb. I'll be fading you the whole year. I'm not Dude, I saw him tweet. He was tweeting his Duke Kentucky breakdown. I'm like, what about Western Illinois? That's who you play tomorrow.
Yeah, you should be watching film on your team.
Yeah, you just get your fucking ass kicked by the Tommies. I'm not in on the Gottlieb era. I'm a Sundance Wicks guy. I'm not a fan of the hire. All right, let's get back to the schedule before Bannock yells at me. Next up, we got this game's fantastic at the barn. Minnesota is laying 2. This game bounced around between 1 and 2. I think North Texas outright. Older. I like this Ross Hodge team. That was one of my big ones last night on the show. I think the line is very telling. North Texas improved in year 2 of Ross Hodge. I think they go to the barn and get a big win.
Yeah, this one I keep going back and forth with. I'll be honest with you, and obviously the books have just kept the number the same.
Yeah.
I think P5 school keeping it at 1.5. Seeing a lot of public on North Texas, and my thought is public dogs don't bite as hard. But I don't really worry about splits too much versus the actual teams. I think North Texas is definitely this is going to be a sweat, and it can go either way. Mac, I guess I'll battle you. I'll take the Big Ten school and Ben Johnson. It's going to be a terrible bet for how good North Texas is, and I've been going back and forth with it. That's why I can't bet it because I don't want to, but I'll just battle with you here just because this is going to be a 50-50 game for sure. Slowest pace in the country too. Both teams are bottom tier, below 330 in pace.
Yeah, for that exact reason. They both play slow. Minnesota has Dawson Garcia's game time decision, I believe, tonight, and then Mike Mitchell's out. Mike Mitchell's their assist leader, so they're already playing slow against a good defense. And now you're going to have to kind of create your own shots. And then if Dawson Garcia's out, that's just going to crush them offensively. So, I mean, we won't find out these injuries until tip off, of course. But I would go with North Texas personally. Line kind of feels like they were wanting Minnesota money last night at -1. People are going to bet it, and then they get hit with the injuries at game time. So North Texas are nothing for me in this one.
Hopefully that Big Ten whistle comes into play late. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, true.
I was getting ready to say, I would imagine you'll get a lot of public money late on Minnesota. Big Ten team.
Late money.
Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
Let's go Mean Green.
I'll be square today. I'll be the square guy today. So.
Yeah, you square ass. You Big Ten. You Indiana fuckers. Next up, Hofstra going to Seton Hall. I'm not high on the Seton Hall team, and I was saying I like to back Shaheen as a dog and fade him as a favorite. I kind of think Hofstra's almost got a better roster, to be honest. I'm out on this Seton Hall team. They struggle to score. They're only laying 4.5 on a neutral in that Islanders arena. I think Hofstra will travel decent to this game as well. So give me Speedy Claxton and the boys. I'll sprinkle some on that money line.
Yeah. This okay, Trev.
I was just gonna say, I mean, Jackie Johnson's his name. He killed Seton Hall that whole game on Saturday. Even hit the buzzer beater to win. And so, I mean, they got beat up by that guard. They've scored 57 points in both games, and then you're going to go against Hofstra, who's just guard university. So, with Speedy Claxton, the better coach, I have seen a ton of people on Hofstra today, which kind of scares me, but yeah. I don't care. I'm just going to let it ride. I mean, they're the better team, and the Big East as a whole has just struggled this year. So just because they lost, they're all of a sudden going to bounce back and win by 2-3 possessions at home. I don't really see it against this good Hofstra team. So I would go Hofstra or nothing personally.
Well, it's not even at home. It's a neutral site.
Is it a neutral?
Yeah, it's a doubleheader with UMass. That's why I actually thought the line was. Yeah, that's why it makes me like. I thought it was Seton Hall -4.5 at home, and I thought that was a realistic line, to be honest. Maybe 6 or 7, but neutral site Hofstra, please.
And in Seton Hall, have they scored? Can you score 60 points this season? You've played St. Peter's and Fordham. You can't even score 60 points this season. I mean, I'll give Seton Hall, like, if you look at like just Ken Palm or any of these, free or I guess not free, but data out here, they're going to say Seton Hall has got the best defense. Well, they played St. Peter's and Fordham, really slow pace. So yeah, I think Hofstra wins just by their offense alone. The only thing that scares me is Hofstra's defense. They kind of just play that LA Fitness kind of ball, shoot and score and run back like we're seeing in that Albany Dartmouth game. So yeah, I'm with you guys. This is a friend song play for sure with Hofstra.
Let's go. And shout out to the Great Danes. They're up by 8 in a lock battle with me and Colby. he tried to get out of that shit, fucking go with Dartmouth last night. I said, no, you got to lock battle me. And did you guys see where this line went off today?
I think it went to 5.
Yes.
What the fuck? Who was hammering
over Dartmouth? 2 Albany guards being out, like Marshall, or there's another guard or on the injury report. I'm like, people are looking into the injury stats of these 2 games like that much?
There ain't nobody on Albany that's worth 5 fucking points. I can tell you that. That's like Cooper Flag fucking numbers right there. Yeah. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I just watched it move all day long. I couldn't believe it actually got to 5. I was like, holy shit.
Another one, Mac, where you got 1 and it moved to 4 and it still worked. I'm not going to jinx it, but they're playing.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. It is Albany. They're fucking horrible, but I think they're the lesser of the 2 horribles, and that was my logic. But yeah, dude, I mean, these line moves are just head scratching. Like all these people, like last night, everybody was pounding Incarnate Word against Prairie View. It went from like 9 to like 12.5. I was like, what Who is Rob? I know Rob. I was laughing my ass off when Rob said that was one of his favorite bets. Is like, how are I bet fucked up teams, but not Incarnate Word laying almost double digits. No, thank you. I don't even want to watch that sicko game.
It's horrible.
Let's get on over there. I'll give you a sicko play. You ready? Let's go to the jungle. Let's get in the foxhole and take Kent State. Everybody loves Auburn. They're crowning them the best team in the country. Kent State historically is really good in bye games. They covered at Gonzaga a couple years ago. They covered at Houston a couple years ago. They're veterans. Send her off is good in these games. I think, don't get me wrong, Auburn's gonna win by double digits, but 22.5. I'm taking Kent in the points and trusting my culture play of Kent State here. Off the Houston game, Mike.
Oh, man, yeah, Kent State is such a good program. Like, seeing this number, it's like, is this that much steam off of 2 games? But this is one where just that place is becoming like a Kansas, Allen Fieldhouse, and then, the fall, and then in the Assembly Hall era. Like, I really do feel compelled to that. And since I've been kind of square this episode, and I normally am not that square, but I will be square this episode, I will take Auburn to battle you against the Golden Flashes, which I hate because Kent State's a really good program. I'm fading my MAC, though. I like Kent State to cover the first half, and then Auburn maybe runs away with it, like we've seen with these games.
So you like Kent first half. What's Kent's money line first half?
Oh, God, that's a good question.
Can we see Auburn a little
plus
bit of sleep?
950.
Ooh, I might sprinkle
first half.
13.5. Yeah.
13.5.
I could see Auburn asleep at the wheel, like you said, to start the game. They got back, had to deal with all the bullshit from the plane, and kind of a little bit of reality sets in that they played out of their minds on Saturday, and Kent gets them in the first half, and then Auburn comes back because they're just better.
These teams get up for these games. Like, I mean, we've seen it a lot this season. They get up for these first halves, and then they kind of just blanket because they're all out of gas from their first 20 minutes. So,
all right.
I don't hate that first half look either. I mean, exactly like Auburn just played the game of their lives. Huge win on the road. Now you got to. It's almost like they took 3 trips because they flew 45 minutes, had to turn around, then had to fly back, then fly. So it's like they took like an extra trip almost. So, I mean, I could see that first half. I mean, Kent State plays slow enough too. They can match it where they can drain out the clock a little bit and keep it within 13.
It's a no-fly zone for the Flashes.
Those guys are so fucking stupid, those 2 players. Imagine how hostile that actual fight was that they actually turned around the plane. It's not a commercial plane. It's a fucking private plane.
Yeah.
Usually you could just be like, hey, shut the fuck up. And like, apparently that thing was real. And for them to.
Yeah, apparently there was blood and everything. Like, it was apparently some freshman or whatever got into it with an upperclassman. And he didn't like that too much. And they got into it. So.
Well, it was the same guy that was being a little bitch when the one guy from Auburn hit all those threes.
Yeah, he stood in the corner.
It's like, motherfucker, we're up by 45, and your guy just made 7 threes in a row. How about be a little happy for your teammate? But hey, sometimes these prima donnas got to find out the hard way.
He went to the Donda
I'm
Academy.
an eye in basketball. I mean, that's for sure. It's ridiculous.
You want to go to here we go, Mike. Let's go back to your Big Ten here. Let's go to the Illini and Oakland. I think Oakland's going to get ran out of the gym here. Yeah, Oakland's not good. Like, everybody just still loves them because they pulled off the upset against Kentucky. We all had them that night, but it's not the same team. They lost everybody. Illinois laying 24. I say you lay it. Mike,
you got to lay it, Mac. You said it last night, and it stuck with me. It's like these teams. Illinois comes out and just drills these teams early in the year, regardless of their team, and they weren't ranked in the AP top 25. I felt like they came out playing with a chip on their shoulder early in the season, and I think they continue to do that. And Campy's kind of that disgruntled coach right now. I mean, he's great, Campy, all respect, but he sees how bad his team is. And I'm not saying he'll ever give up, but it just comes to a point where these teams end up giving up midway through the game when they're down 20 with 14 to go. And I foresee this happening. I would say if you want to get frisky, maybe even sprinkle Illinois 30+ alt. So.
Yeah, Illinois or nothing. They're just going to come out and drill them. I mean, Oakland, they got doubled up and they scored 43 the other night at Boise. Now you're going to hit the road against a Big Ten team like you said, Mike has a chip on their shoulder to prove something.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be close from the get go. I think they're going to get close to covering the spread in the first half. To be honest, they'll probably be up 20 plus, is my guess. So I want no part of Oakland. Campy's just trying to figure it out right now. It's going to take some time, and against Illinois is not the spot where you figure it out and play a good game.
They'll figure it out by league play, but like you said, not right now. Final one on the slate that Noah gave us: Arlington, USC. I will take the points. 16. I mean, how many times have we seen Muss over the last couple of years fuck around in these bye games early? USC, they're still trying. They got so many new faces. I like Arlington. Out of that, at the mid-major level, I think KT Turner did a good job in year number one. I like Arlington, and maybe this is a crazy live money line at the end of the night. Like last night, we had Portland and Oregon in the late window, the sicko hour. Maybe Arlington's live in this game against USC.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, last night Oregon just slept walk. No one in the country except for degenerates and gamblers are watching that game anyway. So it's not like they have a huge presence of eyes on that game. So I mean, maybe they don't get up for this, but I mean, Arlington, they were all right against La Tech. They just got out rebounded. We did see USC beat up on a injured Chattanooga team, and then against Idaho State, they snuck it out by like 6 points. After Arlington got embarrassed at home, now you're going to go to a Power 5 school. And I think it's a get-up game for them. I think they're going to keep this within 12 points or so. So Arlington for me, I got 17 last night. I would still play the 16 personally on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I've been square all night. Should I keep with it? The only thing that scares me about this is Arlington's defense, how fast they play. They obviously can score points, but again, I just don't trust USC with you guys. They just drill Chattanooga and then come out and flat against Idaho State. So is it a bounce back spot? This is one I just didn't bet. I probably will end up betting it around 10:30 because I want some action towards 1 a.m. But So at Mac, I got to say, are you in sales outside of this? Because it is convincing for Arlington against USC. So I will be thinking of you around that time and probably betting Arlington, but haven't bet it yet.
We know you'll end up on it because you'll be tuned in for the pick show and you'll be like, it was like me last night. I had nothing on that Oregon-Portland game. I should have just bet Portland from the beginning and been sitting there fucking laughing my ass off getting 27 and they were up 13. Instead, I was a square ass, and at halftime I go, oh yeah, Oregon minus 8.5, and had no business winning until they came back in overtime and covered the 8.5. So yeah, that was it was nice to finally win one of those. Usually as a dog, when it goes to overtime, you're fucked. So it was nice to be on the square side that ended up on the winner side there. All right, let's fly around to the chat. What do you guys think of Mount St. Mary's Bucknell? I laid it with Bucknell. I've been high on Bucknell since the preseason Patriot League episode. Mike?
Yeah, lay it for sure. I got them as a parlay piece, hopefully as an anchor. I think this Bucknell team is really coming out strong. They're a good program. Mac, you said it last night too. I think this is a mid-major that actually kind of gets up for games as well too, that you just don't see when you turn on ESPN Plus. So yeah, I think the spread is definitely good, and 5.5, 6.5, whatever it is.
Trev,
I wanted to play Mount, but I just couldn't get there with it. I mean, Bucknell's first home game, they just got drilled by Kentucky. It's not like it's a bad loss or anything. I mean, I know Mount just came off the Maryland game, but you got to travel from Maryland, then you got to go to Bucknell. Bucknell's first home game. Not to mention St. Mary's turns it over a ton. Dead last in the country. I think they had like 26 and 24 turnovers in both of those games, and one of them was against Loyola Maryland. So I mean, it's not like it was a serious team. So I think they're probably gonna have trouble hanging on to the ball in this one. So I just avoided it. But it's still sitting at 6. Something just tells me that they keep it close, but I can't get there with any logical reason. They just can't hang on to the ball to actually score. So
any logical reason on Creighton and Houston Christian? I take the points. I'm not laying 35 with Creighton, man.
They don't. I mean, Kalkbrenner could score 90 and they still don't cover. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's tempting to bet Houston Christian here.
Oh.
Like, why are they laying the same number that UConn's basically laying?
And they scored 59 points and they still covered versus Texas and with that 35 number. Do you see Creighton holding them to 59 points or less? I don't.
I mean, Fair Dicks put up 70 on them. Grand Valley put up 86. So it's not like their defense is like holding them to 56 points and you're kind of like sweating out 1 or 2 points here. Like they've covered nicely. I mean, Houston Christian played pretty well. No, I shouldn't say pretty well. I mean, they covered against Texas, but I mean, if they can score 60, I think they probably cover this game anyway. It's just a ridiculous number. And like you said, Kalkbrenner could score 50 points and it's still in jeopardy.
What's up with the markets loving Creighton like that? I guess I'm saying this and disrespecting the minus 35, but they've been loving that for the last few years, I would say.
I think they're really good offensively. I think the analytics crowd loves Creighton because they shoot a bunch of threes and they're definitely a 3 or layup type team. So no mid range with Creighton. Gulf Coast. What's this number at? This is a good game, actually. Gulf Coast Bonnies. I think Gulf Coast wins. The Bonnies, they're not the same team away from home. They're super young, too. I think Gulf Coast gets it done outright. I like the dog there at home. Mike?
Yeah. Give me Gulf Coast. That's a tough travel spot. Bonnies are kind of just been lackluster, too. So I'd have to take that and ride the coast.
Yeah, it's Gulf Coast first home game too. Yeah, I know that.
Shout out to Raw. Let's go.
Kalkbrenner's line's at 19.5. There's one from the Underdog. Maybe we missed. No, he's only at 19.5 for points that game.
Hey, in honor of you, Rob, I just locked it in. Houston Christian will be my one ad from the pregame show. Plus 35.5. Get this Creighton shit out of here.
Houston Baptist.
They asked what the money line parlay from last night that everybody was asking about. Colby and I put this together. Southern Indiana, or it was a round robin. Southern Indiana, they already tipped off. They're down 2 early. Southern Indiana, Cal, Hofstra, Weber, and Long Beach. Do you guys like Weber and Long Beach getting the points late in the night?
Yeah,
Weber's got to bounce back after that one.
That Weber line really scared me, and the Long Beach one definitely. I took Long Beach already. I could be talked into Weber against Steve Alford.
Okay.
Yeah, neither line has moved, to be honest. They're just sitting where they were last night, too. And San Francisco's getting hit because people, the recent year success that they've had.
Yeah,
but they're missing. Was that Mbako or whoever that guy was down low? He was a lot for him, and now they kind of been struggling a little bit.
100%. Clark likes Fullerton. I like Fullerton. I like all the dogs late. It was like a lock. Oh, they had to call the locksmiths last night on Colby and I. We were locking up the whole fucking board. Fullerton's getting 15.5. Do you guys like that one? Or do you like
all the dogs? Fresno, Fullerton, all the Cal dogs at late. I'd rather have the points late at night versus hoping for a lay.
I mean, Colorado just snuck past Northern Colorado 2-2. Their defense wasn't great. Eastern Washington's first game of the season with a new coach and everything struggled, but I don't know. I would go Fullerton. I don't want to lay 15 with this Colorado team until I see more.
Yeah.
All right, best bets. Get on over there. Let's give out our locks, and then we'll throw a parlay together. Us three, just 3 legs. What's your favorite play of the night, Mike?
My favorite play of the night, and I normally don't like taking favorites. My favorite play of the night. We did not talk about this, but I'm a Ball State graduate, and I don't bet with my heart. I bet with my mind. Dayton is going to win by 20+. There is not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that Dayton doesn't win by 20+. And I think it's been at 16.5. I don't see this Ball State team doing anything well at all watching them. And Dayton's a really tough place to play. So, yeah, I like Dayton, 16.5. We didn't get to talk about it. But I think there's even 15s available, too.
Shop around. Trav, what's your favorite?
Mine's Fresno. Late night. I think it's just too many points. I mean, they did struggle a little bit, but they played a slow Sac State team. They still managed to rebound well, shoot well, and pull away and cover that spread. I know Bakersfield's been decent this year. I mean, they beat the shit out of Portland, but Portland, that's whatever. But I mean, this will be one of the first real games for the Gauchos tonight, and I think Amar Aguilar's got enough shots to keep them in this game and play enough defense, and they can play fast if they want. So Fresno 14 was just too many points, so I took that.
Beautiful. I'm loving this. The line's moving against me on my favorite one, Weber. This thing's up to 17.5 now. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody loves Steve Alford now. Oh, get out, man. Weber's not that bad. They were embarrassed by Oregon State. They're what I think they're going to win the Big Sky. So yeah, I agree with Frank in the chat. Weber getting that big number late, bounce back, and Alford, they just beat Washington. A little bit of a letdown spot in Reno, a little late night craziness. Flying around real quick. Albany up 10 at the under 4. Fucking UMass is still down 12. They fell down 16 to start the game. So if they can get this single digits by like half, that would be nice. St. John's up 14-9 early. The Screaming Eagles are up 6 early, baby. Let's go, Southern Indiana. Let's throw out our money line parlay where we each give out our favorite dog outright of the night. Guess first. We'll go to Trevor to lead it off. What's your favorite dog other than Lemoyne?
If I had to, it'd be Hofstra other than Lemoyne. Yeah, I don't know. Dolphins are alive.
I threw that one in there.
I would honestly probably go Hofstra here. I mean, Seton Hall laying that many points is crazy, especially in a neutral. I don't care if they just lost. There's no such thing as a bounce back with Seton Hall this year. They look terrible so far. Break 120 points and I might start believing you. So Hofstra with the guards and Speedy. Give it to me.
All right, plus 160. Mike, favorite one on the dog board.
And this is a straight money line play that we have to take, right?
And then go into a parlay for us.
Let's screw it. Let's take Cal. Let's take Cal money line plus 250. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm talking into it.
I like it.
I was gonna say North Texas because you guys were on it, but I took Minnesota, so I can't Benedict my own self.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's disgusting. Plus 270, and then in the nightcap, I don't want to go
long dogs.
I don't want to be all in. Like I'm already all in on Weber enough.
I knew you were gonna say Weber money.
You're fucking winning that game. Get this shit out of here. Let me get out another one. Scrolling through. I hit my one last night. Belmont came through for me. That was clutch. Let's go with the likes of. I'll give out North Texas. I'll give out a short one tonight. We got a 20-1. You guys gave out the big ones with Cal. Hofstra, Cal, North Texas moneyline parlay, 20-1. Let's go. That's all I got. Games tip off in 3 minutes. Great show, gentlemen. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. We had 100+ in here consistently for the whole hour. We're here every single night of the college basketball season. Pregame show, 6 o'clock. Preview and pick show later tonight. Make sure you go check out the Pump Fake Pod with Trevor, Mike, CBB, Nick, who's also on the show all the time. He's at Michael Huffer 3. He's at Stooley Picks. I'm at Moneyline_Mac. Let's do it again, gentlemen, some other time. Cheers, everybody. Let's have a hell of a night and see you on the pick show later tonight. And we are out of here. There we go.